It's 5 people. Hi, we are recording.
Good afternoon, students.
Good evening, ma'am.
I hope we are all ready for our class for today. Okay, before I start with our lesson for today, I'm going to give you the class register. Please sign next to your name and pass it to the next person.
Okay, ma'am.
So I would like us to start with our yesterday topic, which was about the role of employer association. Can someone tell me why would employer form an association? This is the thing that we discussed yesterday. So then, can someone tell me why would employers form an association? You already forgotten. Okay, we said the reason for employer to form an association is to create a professional or at least an experienced organization which can represent members' collective interests during the collective bargaining process. Okay, let's look at our topic for today, which is about recruitment, training, and human resources. Can someone please define for me what is recruitment?
Oh.
Can someone define for me what recruitment is? Okay, recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply jobs in organization. In other way, we can say recruitment is just the process of finding possible candidate for a job or a function. Then we move to training. Training is the process of increasing knowledge and skills. And human resources is the process of employing people, training them, compensating them, and also developing policies relating to them and developing strategy to retain them. Okay. Let's look at our can you please mute yourself, students? Okay, let's look at the recruitment process. The step of recruitment. The first step is to identify workforce need and develop a staffing plan. This means just to ensure that the recruitment of new staff is relevant to the organization. Then the second step is to obtain authority to recruit, which means you have to ensure that the line management approve that position. Then we go to the third step, which is about advertising the post. So here the company has to decide whether it will recruit internally or externally. And this decision will determine the means used to advertise the vacancies. Okay. Then the fifth or fourth step is to composition of the selection panel. And the fifth one, to select candidate for interview and identify any test or representation. Sorry. Here is where the organization try to get to know as much as possible about the candidate through oral or interview or written interview. Those are the only steps in recruitment process, students. And this diagram is just illustrate the process of recruitment, the steps. Let's move on.
Miss,
Yes.
how active is the recruitment process via online here in Namibia? Do we use it? Do we practice it? Or
We don't really use it in Namibia. We don't really use online recruitment.
but they make provision?
Sorry?
Will the companies make provision in case maybe I can't make it on time? Like I'm staying in Wolfish Bay and I have maybe an interview with Deb Marine. Will they make an exception maybe for people like that because of the distance
Oh yeah,
and the short notice that they maybe give?
in some companies they do. They accept such things. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
They do.
Let's move on. Let's look at the
Yes.
importance of recruitment. So recruitment is helps divide application into categories of underqualified and overqualified. This helps streamline the process, making it easier to shortlist people. Recruitment also helps to recruit a better qualified workforce that is more in line with the company agenda. It also helps build a long-term strategy to ensure the company meets all its goals and continues to gain popularity. Also, the recruitment is important because it increases the value of the organization as well as individuals working in the business. Let's move on to the selection. Selection is a process of identifying and hiring the applicant for fulfilling the vacancies in an organization. So then are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So let's look at the selection process. These are the steps to be followed when we are selecting. Selection process. This is just a process of selection and shortlisting of the right candidate with the necessary qualifications and skills set to fill the vacancies in an organization. So the first step in selection process is to preliminary interview, which means that to eliminate the candidate who are completely unfit to work in the organization. So this leaves the organization with a pool of potential fit employees to fill their vacancies. Then the second step is to receive applications. So people apply for a job by sending applications to the organization, and those applications gives the interviewers information about the candidates, like biodata, etc. Then the third steps is to screening of application. Once the application received, they have to screen by the special screening committee who choose candidate from the application to call for an interview. Then we move to the employment test. So before the organization decides a suitable job for any individual, they have to guide their talents and skills through employment test. Then we go to the fifth step is for interview. So here this is done to identify a candidate skills and ability to work in an organization in details. The purpose of this is to find out the suitability of the candidate and to give him an idea about the work profile and what is expected of the potential employee. Are we together, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Then the fifth step is to reference checking. Then from there, medical examination, and they can do final selection. Let's move on. Let's look at the importance of selection. So selection is an important aspect. It's an important aspect for the organization due to the following reasons. The first reason is that it helps in identifying the right candidates for a company. It also analyzes the performance of work in each candidate. And the third one is it helps in avoiding false negatives and false positives of the candidates. Okay, let's look at the induction. We are coming for this later. Let's look at training. Training is the process of increasing knowledge and skills. So when we are talking about training, in other way we can say it's the teaching or developing in oneself or others any skills and knowledge or fitness that relate to specific useful competencies. So training, it enables the employee to do their job better.
In order to make sure you are the right suited.
Can you please mute yourself? And let's look at types of training. Types of training. There are 3 types of training: induction training, on the job training, and off the job training. Are we together, class? Okay. When we are talking about induction training, this is the training offered to employees to enable a new employee or recruit to become productive as quick as possible. And the purpose of that is to familiarize the new entrant to the organization. Yeah. Then on the job training, this is the training given to employees while they are in the workplace. So this training is given to an employee so that he or she become proficient in either handling machines, equipment, materials, and or method to be used in the organization, in the company. So this training, it helps the employee to perform the job efficiently by learning new techniques, skills, and knowledge. The method of on-job training, instruction, coaching, and job rotation. And types of training, and the last types of training is of the job training. This occurs when employees are taken away from their place of work to be trained. So the method of the job training is like distance learning, like what we are doing, like what like studying at home, daily lease, or self-study. Okay, that was all about the types of training. Class, are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we come to the end of our class for today. So I would like you to take your note and copy the class activity before we close, and also copy the homework, which we are going to submit it on the 15th next week. So I would like us to do this class activity quickly, which is about the importance of HR in organization. Are we together, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, and if we are all done, you can submit your class activity to me, and have a good day.